definitely work in Romero mode where they slowly swarm you.
Yeah.
So, who goes first?
All right. Connor's going to rally the doctor and then attack one of these zombies. So let's see if we can't get the doctor.
Oh, I guess you can give me focus, yeah.
Yeah. My turn's really quick because I have to put one gun away because I'm not dropping it in the swamp and get the other gun out. So I'm done.
Yeah.
I use the focus immediately to interrupt everyone else and take a step over here.
All right, I just gave you focus with my favor.
Mm-hmm.
And now let's attack that zombie there.
Bring it.
You took away my tactics, Doctor.
Well, sorry, I gotta interrupt at some point, or he's gonna be mad again.
All right. Sorry. So here it comes, and these guys are well, if you're within melee range, they're going to counter, right?
Yep.
Right.
All right, with a punch.
Still rolling to the 6, and they gotta beat it.
Oh, I got my
Where'd they get
12.
the 12 from?
So, yeah, this is an interesting feature of zombies. Zombies have the Vengeful Fighter gift, bonus d12 when hurt, and it's because they're always hurt, it's always active. So their counters are more dangerous than their attacks.
All right, so that's
the 5
plus 1 damage from the punch?
Exactly, 2 total.
All right. So one of it.
All right. He left a scratch on you.
Willing and hurt. All right, and now let's have Potter try to rally Connor. Is there a range penalty on that?
I don't think so. Let's check. Well, yeah, no, within 4. You guys are just within 4, so you're good.
Okay. And then let's get rid of the wheeling. It would help if I have the right tool selected. All right. Gerald is going to guard and move a little bit out of the way. Louis is going to guard and move back. He was already guarding last round, so don't need to change that. Raphael, Alfred, and Bastian are going to guard and reload. Potter's going to use his second action to guard.
That's good. That just leaves me then, and the most important thing to do is to rally you, Connor. Congratulations, you are no longer hurt. Also, I am activating Flesh Word on my rally. Target, please roll your will. And I'm going to roll 2d8 academics. Are you a pious individual? Do you accept Salumare into your heart? Take
Apparently
the feat
not at this
anytime.
moment.
All right. Well, congratulations. You have 2 points of Flesh Ward.
All right.
And so that is tapped. However, I am now further from my opponents, and I can go ahead and activate Repudiation.
Okay.
So they get to resist with their Rebuke. They get to resist with their mind, will, and presence.
No mind. They get a d6 for will, and I don't believe they get any dice for presence. So it's just going to be a d6.
Yep.
Here we go. It's targeting both of them, right? So this is for
it is damage penetrating near, and with sweep. So it's going to hit the first one, and then it might sweep to the next one. So we're going to focus on this guy first.
Okay. I got a 4.
I have more than a 4.
Right. And I think these are
It's
successes,
2, 3, 4 damage because they are hurt and injured already, and it will
And I
get the sweep.
believe you have the descriptor of holy. Is that correct?
Good point. That's something that I've rarely remembered, but that would probably be correct.
To what clerics are for. I believe your attack is a
it is in
descriptor of
fact holy, yes.
And these critters treat holy as slaying.
Ooh boy. So slaying, remind me of the slaying effect.
Okay, so if they're lesser undead and they're vulnerable, they will take each success counts as 2 points of damage, unless there's some. Now we are in a haunted swamp, which may have bolstered them and may remove your holy effect. Are we in some sort of evil area that removes holy effects?
No.
All right, so
And
we're up to
that's
6
points
damage
of
then.
damage.
Yeah.
And he's going to try to soak one of those and botch another soak. That's good for me.
He could not possibly succeed in the first place. He was going to be dead no matter what he rolled.
Exactly.
And the other one gets to defend himself.
Yep, go ahead and roll to hit the other one.
Well, let's see if he rolls all ones. It could happen a second time.
Right. What was it again? We got D6. I think it's just a D6, right? So no presence. So it could happen. Oh,
He resists.
I'm very tempted to put my personality into this. And go, these are just wimpy zombies. Why was I worried about? I am...
All right.
I do have a knack.
Oh.
I can re-roll all of these dice because it's a leadership test.
If
rather,
you want,
because it's leadership
I gotta point out the ghost is coming.
This is true, but if we had nothing to worry about, what's the ghost going to do?
It's your call, boss, but I want to point out you're the only one who can hurt the ghost.
Very true. I will go ahead and reserve that. Well, it would have been nice to get rid of the skeleton, but he's still alive, so I'm done.
Okay.
Yeah,
The
you
first
got me on
zombie.
mine still, so I'm good.
Okay.
I'll
The
take
first
care of it.
zombie explodes from within with this
Be right back.
the golden light of Salumer. Leaving only one zombie trying to shamble his way up onto the sinking carriage. Bop. And we're back. My turn is going to be a little bit quicker here. We do have this zombie. I think the zombie is going to... the zombie is going... Well... Let's see here. Yeah,
I'm
Connor,
still
you're
in range.
still within range, so he's just going to try to wrestle you. Anything could
Alright.
happen.
I'll counter.
D8 and a D6. Oh, yeah, I think you've got a good setup here. That's 2 points, 2 successes, plus 2,
So that's plus 2 for critical.
and it's critical.
Plus 1 for critical, plus 2 for the weapon. So that's 5, plus 1 for hurt, and plus 1 for injured is 7.
Yeah, and that's it. We'll roll for... Even if he soaks, and he does, he's still quite dead. You manage to, as he swings for you, cleave him in half down the middle. His brittle bones, bleached from years of exposure to the mossy wetness, shatter at your sword. Good crack. All right. And that just
I
leaves...
imagine it was more of like dropping a wet pumpkin.
Yeah. Ooh, yeah. Like an old rotted pumpkin. All
Yeah,
right.
I said wet, I meant rotten, but good enough.
All right. The ghost is hovering closer again and is going to let out another ear-piercing scream. This one is going to be directed at you, Connor, and perhaps spreading to the doctor, but we'll see. Which means that I'm rolling 3d12, you're rolling your body, will, and presence.
And an extra D8 for range.
And an extra d8 for range. Yep.
Yes. The range penalties do apply to scary stuff. Holy
I am
crap.
hitting my 12s today.
Okay, so you have 2 successes. So you can choose to terrify Connor or fear Connor and sweep.
We're going to fear Connor and sweep to the doctor.
Hey, try the same roll against the doctor.
Yeah.
Body, will, and presence, and an extra D8 for the doctor.
And I don't know, did Griffin come back yet?
It looks
Oh,
like
yeah,
Sure.
you're there.
Yeah.
All right. This one is a high of 10. Well, actually, I guess it's successes, right? So it's 1 success on this one from me.
Right, so
Oh,
body,
so
will, and I have an extra d12 because I'm anonymous. I don't have another d12 because I'm not already afraid.
It's
I don't have
resist. What
another
about
because
my
I'm not
4 successes?
pacifist.
No, it's a duel. Compare the highest to highest.
Oh, it's
Yep.
highest to highest. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
My
So you
anon
have-
enemy does not save
So
me.
you have a 10 that beats a 7, so you've got 1 success. So you've made the doctor afraid, and we're done.
Yep.
Right. Okay.
Does a non count on a scare stun? It's a supernatural monster. I
Yep,
don't.
that's why I rolled the d12.
I would assume so.
Or, well, yeah, my assumption was that this was a supernatural effect.
But it might also, if you want to do Harmon's official reading, it is just a scary thing. But I think it gets a bonus d12 for being a supernatural monster. So we're done.
Okay.
Okay. All right. So both of you guys are afraid as this
And it doesn't get to
strange-
sweep anymore. But now, this would be a lot more impressive if there was at least one zombie left alive.
I know, right? Yeah, you guys made good work of that. But you have not deterred the ghost just yet, and the muck around the wagon bubbles, and you can feel as it is slowly getting lost to this marsh. And it's back to your turn.
All right. Potter can try to rally the doctor. I'm afraid.
Well, hold on. I'll try to rally you guys first. Because I can't. Oh, we got to save the wagon. Men, rally around the wagon. Otherwise, all is lost. And we don't get paid. Let's see. I actually have the leadership.
Oh, boy.
So I am going. Which one of you is the true leader? Connor, you're the true leader?
Yes.
I'll rally you. There. Remove fear.
All right. And then I'll try to guard and rally the doctor.
Hooray, I'm not afraid
Hey.
either. Ooh. I'm going to go ahead and refresh my magic and then ready my magic, and that is an entire turn.
Because you're the only one who can kill this stupid ghost.
I don't believe I can counter to it trying to scare us, but if it tries to do something that actually hurts us,
But
well,
that's what. Well, that's what leadership is for. And also, you're supposed to be fearless. Are you fearless?
I never agreed to those
I said,
terms.
are you fearless?
I'm scared of you now.
So, I don't know if those guys are just gonna. They're all those guys are gonna guard and reload because they're sissies, right?
That's a question.
Connor,
for
all of your
Connor.
men.
Did we lose Connor? Well, I guess it's time to have that ghost recover from reeling and move closer or scream at us some more.
Yeah. Yep.
But this is where you're going to discover that a ghost doesn't actually have any of its own attacks. So,
Yeah.
since there's no, it relies on the living corporeal or the unliving corporeals. So it might actually leave. I don't know, or if is its goal to make us abandon the wagon so it just sinks.
That is, in fact, what's going down.
Yeah, you're gonna keep screaming at us until we leave. Stupid jerk undead.
Yeah. The wagon there's not much of it left exposed. You think that your chances of recovering it are about to disappear entirely as the ghost recovers from reeling and moves forward another 3 paces.
Yeah. We can ignore your attacks. I mean, it's nice that you ordered your men to fire on the ghost, but it is immune to corporeal attacks.
Right. Well, once they see Raphael's shot go right through it, then everybody else is just going to save the bullets.
Mm.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry, I might have
get that out of
acted
the
out of
way.
turn there.
Yeah. Well, Raph,
Yeah,
that
we
didn't
were
come
we
all
were
this
all done
way.
at the time, I think.
It didn't come all this way
And
to
there's
not stab a ghost.
And there's one enemy. They did their 2 actions. It's back to us.
Yeah.
I think
coming
he's the only
closer.
person who can actually directly affect it. Maybe I should go first.
Well, I could rally you to give you focus, so you could do like aiming.
Well, I can
targets.
already aim and attack it, but
Yeah,
yeah,
just
you
aim
could
and
if you want.
blast. Aim and blast, and this might be over.
Yep. So right now I'm just getting up my blast. That is going to be. Here we go. So I'm going to aim, which will be an extra D8 on top of this. And it might have some benefit to range. It is still like at 5 meters.
Well, you don't actually have any tactics, do you?
No,
All right, we're done.
not at all. Here we go. It is
Okay.
looking to beat 6s.
All right.
And of course
Speed,
it is holy.
dodge, and a bonus D8 due to range.
Nope, not at all. It's mind will presence.
Oh, mind will presence. I forgot.
All right.
Mind, will,
let's
and
see.
presence.
Isn't this a versus 3 attack though?
Oh yes, it is. It is versus 3, so I have 3 successes.
Oh, this is a versus 3. So you've got 3 successes.
Okay.
That's right. I forgot that was how it works. My bad.
I thought this was a dueling one, but I'm thinking of something else.
Oh, Ghost has an on. Yeah, that might help.
The
it a
Ghost
whole
has
lot.
Anonymous, which gives them a bonus D12 in this case.
Yep.
They do have
might have
knack
enough
for
dice for this.
presence, which means that they at least have a presence of a D4.
Do they have mind or will?
They don't have mind, but they do have a will of a D12. So we're looking at 2D12,
Yeah,
a
they have
minimum
will
presence of
D12,
D4.
They have a presence of D12, and they have anonymous.
Okay. So,
Right,
it's
so-
going to be 3D12.
They need to succeed on all of their dice.
And they have favor with it, which is that the reroll one? Or-
That's a reroll.
Yeah, you
one
get to
one.
reroll ones.
Okay.
Let's see
If
what
we
happens.
knew the ghost's name, we could get it to lose its anonymity.
worked.
but we-
It works. Yeah. So holy
no,
mix
it
is
didn't.
playing 2 damage.
Oh, it
Well, I
didn't,
would have
because
2 successes versus his 3 successes.
Yes.
You have
because
10,
it's
10, and
versus
4. That's 3 successes.
Well, this is a resisted roll, correct? Because
No, I
that's the
was
spell.
mistaken.
Sorry. 4 is a success. You're right. I'm
I was
stupid.
mistaken. This is a 4s or better one.
Right.
So you have
It's a
3
tie.
successes. They have 3 successes. That hits. That's a tie. Ties go to the defender.
There you go.
Unless
Alright.
you can get, unless the doctor can get an extra die.
I could use my reroll on this, and that would reroll a D8. If I could succeed on that,
Well, Knack is reroll all of them.
right. So, do I think I could succeed rerolling all of them? I may as well, because now's the time, right? I already
Captain,
aimed,
you
so
roll.
not better.
1, 2.
You
Nope.
rolled worse.
I rolled worse, even.
Okay.
No.
It doesn't change the outcome,
Yeah.
especially
That
though.
doesn't change
Yep.
things. Okay.
It's done. It resists. Ghosts are incredibly difficult to get rid of. If we knew its
Yeah,
name, we
apparently.
could get rid of the anonymity. We don't. That means
Ask
that
if its
some
name is
important
Margaret,
jerk-
quick.
that means some important jerk died here.
So, yeah, I'm all done. What's everyone else gonna do?
Okay.
I tried.
Doctor, so you attempt to turn back the ghost, and its visage ripples for a moment, but it does not seem deterred. And as you look around you, there's not a whole lot of remaining space on this wagon that is sinking. You think your chances of recovering it after this turn are going to be nil.
So
Well, order
Yeah, the men have to come in and actually try rescuing it now.
the men are gonna have to come try and rescue it.
so let's see, dash of 3 plus 1. You can start helping.
Movements have because of the swamp.
Yeah, I'm trying to keep that in mind here. So have your dash is half your speed plus 1
Yeah, they have
For-
dashes of 2.
of 2.
Well, it's 4. Halved is 2.
Okay. No, I'm going to try to rally Raphael because he's the furthest away. No, the coachman, rather. He would know better. Try to give him focus.
We'd have the coachman run up, which would send him reeling, and then rally to remove the reeling.
Yeah,
Hmm.
do that. So take off the guarding on him and
Okay.
Cool.
Connor.
Quick, grab that thing and move that other thing.
Okay.
So
So
I
what-
am going to I often pursue the Dray.
Okay. You can find it. It's started to tire itself out, and so you'll be able to. In fact, well, let's do that once we figure out.
Actually, wait. The wagon is sinking.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I have a D4 body, and the wagon is what we said we would serve. Yes, I can't imagine. This is gonna be hilarious when I grab the wagon with my feet, flap my wings, and try to keep it from sinking.
Yes. Yes. All right. Okay. So Connor, all of these guys that moved up, do they all have they've used all of their actions to get here, or they have remaining actions?
Potter, Bastion have not used all their actions. The coachman, I got rid of his reeling and focused him.
Okay.
Right. So we've got 3 people who can try to pull this. Well, 4 people who can try to pull this out of the mud.
Yeah, and
So
let's
Alfred,
see
Bastion,
here.
Potter, and Gerald can all put their backs into it.
Yep. So we will take body, will, endurance, and if you have the strength gift, you could roll a d12 for that too. This is a quota check. We're looking for 9 total successes, but if you guys can get some successes now, you will stop it from sinking further into the mud.
I have 1.
Hey,
What was the roll again?
body, will, endurance, and you could include strength if I don't think anybody has the strength gift here though.
Do I have endurance? I do. I have more dice to roll.
Do it.
Hey, that was fun. My favorite use of endurance is not pulling things out of the mud.
No.
You mean I'm just putting everybody in?
Yeah, no problem. All right, I see 1, 2, 3, 4 successes there. Okay. You guys have a total of 5 successes so far. With the combined effort of everyone grabbing any part of this thing that they can and just heaving, they slowly stop the sinking of the carriage, and you even can see the stained water line on this thing rise up, and you think you're getting some purchase under it. You guys are actually lifting it slightly out of the muck. So good on you. And Anushka is beating her wings furiously.
Flop, flop.
Oh,
Oh.
All right.
they had it right in my childhood.
It's the ghost to blow all this away.
I mean, that's what we're going to see next, I think. That was everybody on your end?
Yeah.
See if this ghost is right.
Oh, Jesus.
I think he can hit you, Anushka, without the range penalty.
Well, you could move and then scream.
I guess, right? Because so we're going to do that.
Yeah,
So
I don't know why you wouldn't move closer.
our ghost is going to get right up in your face using their full dash.
Yeah, I didn't need this today.
It's going to scream. 3d12.
Yeah, I'm bone.
Yup. Ghost names is hard.
Aha! But, you only scored 1 success on me, which means I become afraid and you stop screaming.
And I stop screaming, and everyone else is still working on this thing, getting it out of the mud.
Good.
What do you
And I'm reeling. This ghost, now that it's up close to you, you can see it is
I got a good look at this.
Yeah, it's an owl. As I said, it has sort of clouded eyes that stare blankly. Its jaw is a little bit distended further than it should be, very Scream style. But you can see that it's also wearing like a scarf, and it has, a nice enough jacket. It looks like it was probably a carriage driver in life.
I won't be your pussycat. Hey, Connor, you could actually, conceivably, not Connor, Doctor, you could actually conceivably kill this thing.
Yep, Connor will need to rally me to give me focus, but then I would be able to attack this turn. which would mean
Connor,
that
rally away.
we can make it happen.
Make it happen.
Guard and rally.
Hey.
You're focused.
Yup. So that means I can refresh my magic, ready my magic, attack with magic. I will not have aim, which means I'm at 1 fewer dice. I have no further rerolls. I have nothing else going for me except the fact it's
more
not
the
at
better
the
for both of
distance.
you. So same rolls as last time.
Yep,
Oh, it
I
is
think was-
reeling, actually.
It is reeling, so you get a bonus D8. I think
There we
this
go.
thing
Got my
was
D8 back again.
All right.
2D12.
That is.
That's a whopping
Is it
2 successes for the doc.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's 3D12. Unless I'm missing something.
And 3
Three
successes for the ghost.
Everything in my favor, but I still can't manage it. I'm just yelling scripture at it. Get back.
The funny part is, it can't actually hurt us. It can only terrify us, but that means we can lose the wagon because we can't get rid of the darn thing.
Yup. Connor and
Um,
I gave it a try.
well, I can't attack you, but I'm not terrified. I don't actually have to leave. So,
It's true.
no, mustn't let the wagon go. Wow, I have 3 successes.
Wow.
It's that
Okay.
cartoon moment of just the flapping. It just like goes even further.
Yes. You actually feel like, and maybe it's most likely because of the efforts of all of the men who are currently lifting this thing from beneath. But Anushka, you feel like you're single-handedly pulling this entire wagon out of the muck and like into the air.
I have prehensile feet.
Yeah. Your little toes are killing you, but yeah, you're flying. You're flying! Wow, that was a hardy roll. Okay, I can count it up, but that is actually going to be enough successes to get this thing up, free of the muck, and you guys are now pulling it, yanking it up the side of this hill. And it is now enough out of the water that you think you will have no problem. You have positioned it such that its wheels will roll, and with the combined force of everyone behind it, just heaving it up, you can roll it back up onto the road. The ghost lets out a few more shrieks and cries. They seem to be angry but pitiable and ineffectual. You're no longer afraid. You think that you have done what you set out to do. Your dray are still trucking it through the mud. Quite a ways out now, but they've lost some steam, so you can still spot them from the sky. And I'm going to say that the ghost, once you get this cart up the hill, the ghost is going to dissipate into a puff of wrathful steam.
Get back here. I have to banish you properly.
Ghost is like, no, I'm done. I'm out. I'm out of here.
Wow, the world's most jerk coachman.
Yeah.
Others must die like I did.
I like you did. Well, it's official. Swamp's haunted.
All right. Anushka, you're able to find the dray and get them back. The whole event takes a minute or two.
It would probably be me and Connor. I don't actually have animals.
Ah, okay. You can locate them.
Yeah, Gerald and Potter can do it.
I was going to make a desperate move to wrestle them to bring them back. My body is D4.
I'll stay by the cart and burn the incense. Because
Yes,
it's now covered in swamp water.
Keep burning that incense. This is like...
That was what you were missing.
Yeah, nobody mentioned anything about a haunted swamp of the undead.
I did.
When did you mention that?
I mentioned it to Connor. Did you tell everyone else about this and take the proper precautions?
Oh, that's why you're burning the incense. Well, it didn't work, did it?
Yep. They saved the cart. They find the dray. All told, you guys are going to lose like an hour and a half getting the dray, getting them back up, getting everyone situated in the cart ready to travel again. It is now the dead of night, But
apparently the ghost is not mad at animals. Apparently the ghost only hates people.
Only hates people. Yeah, the ghost has abandoned them once they get their cart back. It is
All
no
right,
longer.
so so the ghost would have less power over us if we knew its name.
Indeed. But yeah, so we're gonna fast forward this a little bit. You guys make it generally to the town of Epiphany. Generally about when you were scheduled to, maybe smelling a little worse for wears, but overall in good health. And that's what the incense is for. There's like a real patchouli aroma that just is completely overpowered by the smell of rot and decay and fish. So,
so it smells like hippies.
Yeah. Marshy hippies. So, yeah, you guys, you roll into town, you find the contact. He says, finally, I had assumed I would have to write off this expenditure as I had been hoodwinked by a cheap con artist, but well, no, it seems that you have. Well, yes, it's all here. Smells a bit rank, as do the lot of you, but well, you have my thanks. Don't expect a tip, though. This is, after all, almost a full week overdue. Give my best regards to Albert when you see him, though.
I'm sure he'll appreciate it.
Yeah, I'm cracking up laughing, but I'm imagining me and the irregulars in our 1,000-yard stare at him while he says all of this.
Yep,
That's
you're just
a little
looking.
late. I don't think you guys deserve a tip. It's like we've seen things.
Things that would turn your fur white.
No,
this noble, nobles. Anyway, but yeah, he seems satisfied enough with the parts, and he snaps his fingers and says, "Wash these. These are sort of rank. What, did they lose it in a marsh or something?" And then you guys are able to make your way back to the town of Ferme Rouge. And when you do make it
the long way back,
you might want to take the long way back, depending on if you want to cross the marsh again.
I mean, I know my motto is no fear, but it's also like it's a swamp filled with the undead.
Look, you know no fear, but that doesn't mean you don't know inconvenience.
Right.
I can agree with that one.
Yeah, we should probably mark this haunted swamp, like put a sign, warning, haunted swamp.
Connor's got a piece of wood and a hammer. It's a work for boy.
There's the classic 10th Kingdom mini-series. They say, hey guys, look, it's a shortcut. We could take it. Like, there's the sunny road that's all happy, and the shortcut road goes in the dark. We could be there in an hour. We just keep pointing at the shortcut.
This is just practicality, really.
It's just faster. What? Why not?
Okay. All right, so you guys will make it back to town. You can take the long way around if you'd like. If you want to avoid the marsh, it only is going to add like an extra 3 hours to your journey. So when you arrive, yeah.
Wait, so we also don't have to take the road because we don't have a wagon.
It's true.
But we should probably let people know before we leave town that the swamp is haunted.
Yeah. There's a mayor, and this seems like news to him, but he will take your warning, I guess.
Well, Doctor, you're like smart and well-spoken,
Yes,
right?
That's correct.
So you could try to convince him the swamp was haunted.
Yeah, I think you will need to be convinced. They're superstitious folk, but also some people are just not going to buy ghost stories, not when business is involved.
Okay.
Well,
so
you'll get a D8 bonus from me, Doctor, because I'm convincing.
Okay.
This would be
what am I going to convince them
negotiation.
with? Negotiation? I can do that.
Negotiation.
Yep.
We'd like you to do something about this swamp.
Yeah.
All right, and this would be
mind.
will, I suppose, to impress upon him like, no, this is serious.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. It would be will.
And I guess, might I add supernatural as demonstrating my knowledge of the subject matter?
I like that. Go right ahead and add your supernatural dice.
It's like, I am
don't have any.
a professional Ghostbuster. I'm not lying to you, with 3 successes.
All right. You can read the skepticism on his face, but when you drop hard, cold knowledge on him, he seems to soften up a little bit. He might not himself believe in the restless dead, but he can tell that you are determined and you have you seem to know what you're talking about. So if it's all the same, he'll say fine. We'll erect.
And it's important that we find out who that ghost is, because it's a lot easier to exercise them once you figure out who they are.
There used to be an cart driver, and if you figure out who they used to be, then whoever will solve this will have an easier time of it.
Yeah, I mean, I got a good look at him, so I can describe how he was dressed, and he was an owl and that kind of stuff. So there's just something about him that if they can find that out. Plus, also,
Right.
you know, you can. It's not that you have to get rid of it. You can write a letter to the church. The church will be more than happy to do this for you.
Okay. He seems a little overwhelmed by all of this, but yes, he'll say, we'll erect a sign. If you wouldn't mind working with an artist here in town, you can create a rendition or a sketch based on your description. We'll speak with the proper spiritual authorities.
If it's all right with Sir Connor, I will hang back and help them with the descriptions I know, because I can catch up to you guys later.
Exactly.
All right.
And I am happy to serve.
You are serving with joy, joyfully. All right. So yeah, you do all of those things. You can catch up with the rest of the group.
It took us till evening to get there, so technically we spend the night there and then leave the next day, I think, right?
That makes sense. Yeah.
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 So no worries on that.
Cool. Yeah, you guys have done actually a lot to help out this town with this particular circumstance. At this point, if they can't get this guy exorcised, well, who knows? Then it's on them.
Diabetes.
Need to do more Ironclaw research here. It's like, what's the fastest way for me to start exercising ghosts?
Theta might be right. And let's say that he is.
Oh, yeah.
But I think it's inconsequential. You guys aren't really on a time limit back for any meaningful reason.
It matters specifically for his contract, and if it's over by the time we get back, which, given that time scale, totally should be.
Yeah, I mean, we delivered in the contract, but we have to be back within 4 days, or Harmon will find another job.
But doesn't he value all of our friendship more than money?
No, I believe he values money more than life. I believe that's how a mercenary works. Back me up on this, guys. To the irregulars.
Okay. Still be on contract when you guys return to Ferme Rouge.
Okay.
Albert is grateful when he sees you. He says, "Oh, I was beginning to worry that perhaps those bandits had claimed you as well. Oh, you have my eternal gratitude." And the client, he accepted the parts.
They did, with maybe a little bit of despair at the fact they got a little dirty in the swamp water, but it's nothing that hurt the actual material.
The swamp. And the wagon was waterproof. Here, I have what I believe is a bill of sale. I say I believe because I can't read.
Perfect. He looks it over and he says, "Oh, I'm never doing business in Epiphany again. But I thank you. You were all true to your words, and I greatly appreciate it. I hope you showed those vagabonds what for." She says, "We have prepared your wagon for you, and we have fixed up the carriage that you brought us as well. You'll find that she rides good as new, and we even threw in a paint job on the wagon. And Connor, you can see that your family crest your colors have been painted along the side of this.
I imagine it's a hideous shade of purple. Because Connor, you swear ultimate loyalty to the Avertibois, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so purple would be the colors that we fly. White's not exactly a color that you fly.
Mm-hmm.
It's
Yeah,
my
and it's
color,
up to
though.
you.
Technically, it's a metal.
How much does the
It
white
might
flag
have,
cost?
I think they call white silver, which might be known as ardent in heraldic terms.
In heraldic
Don't quote me
terms,
on that.
yeah, it's silver is argent, or in argent are metals. I think no, purpura is a color. We're not getting into weird stains.
Right.
Guess who is in the Society for Creative Anachronism? Go on, guess.
What? I never would have imagined. This is coming out of left field here.
It's shatter your worldview.
Okay, so you guys return to Ferme Rouge. The deal is done. You guys can post back up with Harmon. He says that he still has 4 more days by the time you guys get back. Harmon, you've been staying vigilant during your nightly watch, and so far, the Blue Dragon have not returned to this warehouse. 3 when they get back. All right, so you've got 3 nights left.
They keep coming by and saying, "Is he still there?" Yeah.
Be right back. I gotta go upstairs for a minute.
Okay.
All right, so you think that you definitely have accomplished scaring them off. They're no longer interested in fighting you, and it appears that whatever they wanted in that warehouse is not the death of more of their men. So yeah, it's been all quiet on the Western Front here. That's true. I wouldn't say the goal is necessarily accomplished, though. You do hear whisperings of similar activity in the area. Maybe not.
They're just targeting a different warehouse than yours now.
Should have questioned that guy, man.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. Maybe can you clarify that a little bit? So you'll have to take a new contract. Do you mean a new contract with the town? Wherever they are. Go where they are. Talk to who is in charge. Take a contract. Okay. I'm not fully clear on some of the wording that you're using, but I guess I'm wondering who exactly you're talking about dealing with. I know, yeah. So, authority. All right. So, like the sheriff's authority in Ferme Rouge. Gotcha. Okay. Let me tell you how I am framing this in my mind, because I think that there's a disconnect. So for me, okay, so the goal is attached to your conversation, your agreement with the sheriff in Ferme Rouge. He hired you for 4 nights, which became 8 nights, let's say, based basically on what they could pay you for it. So they would be willing to, I guess they'd be willing to pay more if they could. This is an interesting situation because we're butting up against the terms of like the in-narrative agreement of in the game, right? So in my mind, I guess the goal is to end the syndicates. I forget the exact wording. We have it written up top, but basically to stop the syndicate in this area. And in my mind, if you do that, you're still completing the goal for the experience points, regardless of whether or not you're being paid to get it done by the authorities. Oh, that's typical. Could you give us the wording of the goal again? Just because I assume that you have it handy, and I don't. Yes, eliminate the syndicate from the Avoirdupois territory. Okay. Right. Yeah. So that's it. So the goal. Yeah. So the goal giver is it's not really matching up. I mean, that's pretty much it, right? Like, so how can we extend this to make sense in narrative and also make for the a story that moves and is interesting, right?
Well, the sheriff might be doing his own investigation because Harmon's a mercenary, not a bounty hunter or an investigation. If he comes up with new information and has something he wants Harmon to do within that time limit, he'd probably say, hey, go do this thing.
Right. Okay.
Which Harmon's technically working for him for the time period and now is pushing him towards the actual goal.
Yeah. I liked that. That's a good save, Griff.
Bounty hunters are mercenaries, but bounty hunters are also good at talking with people and finding people, which Harmon is not. Not all of them, but that's usually required.
Apparently not all of them. Okay.
This is true. Broad generalizations are...
All right. So you have 3 more days. Let's say there's 3 days left on your contract. Like I said, it has been all quiet in this warehouse. The sheriff will approach you. He says that you're doing excellent work. And I don't know, did you guys... I guess you guys probably updated him after the second attack. So he knows that you have driven away more of them and that you killed a few more of them as well. He'll say that he has been asking around, doing some of his own investigation. He's looking for and he's asking about these brands that the weasel body you brought in carried, the dragon brand. And he says that he thinks he has a lead in a town outside of Fermer Rouge, not far to the south, the town of Pinecliff. He that is basically like a it's a subsidiary town. It's a trading post for Fermer Rouge. He says that there are whisperings that the Blue Dragon Syndicate operates out of there. He says that it's technically out of his jurisdiction to investigate further, but he has heard of a sort of a bathhouse or hospital. I don't really have a word for it, unfortunately, in the Calabrace. I have described this town a bunch. Yep, it's because it's where the action is, yo. No, it's yeah. So there's this tea house of some description that he says he has on good authority. This is the location of the leader of this syndicate. No one knows their name, but if you are dealing with the Blue Dragons, apparently that's where you can find them.
Is there a bounty for finally smashing the power of the Blue Dragons?
Yeah, I guess there probably should be. Now that the sheriff has presented evidence to his superiors that this is something that, first of all, these guys are real. Secondly, they can be killed because we've got bodies to prove it. And thirdly, that we have basically a location where we think they're operating out of. He's been granted more money to he's been granted more money to pay to place maybe he's placing a public bounty. Nah, he'll keep it private. He doesn't want the Blue Dragon to know that you guys are making moves. What would a good bounty price be for toppling a criminal organization?
Well, usually put bounties on specific people, not a criminal organization. So you usually just put a bounty on capturing blue dragons. So they're thieves, right?
That's true. He's not playing beat cop here. He wants to stop the organization, and he's heard that the leader operates out of this tea house, and he wants to take the leader down.
So
that's
just
the
put
bounty.
a standing bounty of an Oriole or two on the capture of, blue dragons. And of course, you might say, well, wait a minute. How do you prove someone's a blue dragon? Do you just kill someone on the street and drag back their body and say, hey, this guy's a blue dragon, pay me the bounty? And the answer to that is, well, first of all, you're supposed to have a warrant, which describes what you're looking for, so you can't just kill anyone. You have to actually go collect it, so you'd actually have to prove it. That's where nobles like Connor come in handy, because what they say carries more weight than what us commoners say. You just issue a proclamation for that, and it would be problematic, but and probably foment anti-foreigner sentiment, because people would assume that any foreigner is a blue dragon who can be killed and capture the reward. Ironclaw is a very cynical game.
Indeed. I'm a cynical guy, though.
I imagine they would just put up a reward for a capture of any blue dragon, effectively declaring them outlaws.
Yeah. These guys are so they're putting up a public bounty for those. For the capture of any blue dragon, it's maybe high for what it is, because they have seen that these guys are very dangerous. So yeah, alive. Well, they want more about it.
And also saying the bounty is for alive would discourage. Please don't indiscriminately kill people and drag them in here and say, hey, I found a chain on this guy. It must be a blue dragon.
Exactly. This guy. So yeah, the sheriff is going to say that this is, first of all, they know that these guys use distinguishing marks. You found on the other bodies as well a similar brand. So there is sort of a way to determine whether or not they are members of the Blue Dragon gang. So that's useful for them. The sheriff also, he doesn't particularly care for the Zhongguoese, the foreigners that live around here, and in Pinecliff, but he realizes that there is like a community here, and he doesn't necessarily want it to turn into a war. He wants to keep the trade routes open. So yeah, he's trying not to incite basically massive racial hatred.
It's a delicate balance.
Yeah. Okay, go out and hit up those slavers you all made friends with. Brand them with dragon logo. Turn them in for the bounty. Yep. I'm gonna say that like
the trick would be, don't tell the slavers about the bounty, because slavers are also excellent bounty hunters.
Yeah, and let's clarify some things here. So for the capture of these guys individually, for anyone belonging to the gang, it's going to be 8 dinar a head alive, right? For more information. But he's going to make a private deal with you, Harmon. He says that he'll give you 2 Orioles if you can bring in, dead or alive, the leader of the gang, who he believes operates out of this tea house. But he doesn't have any more information about them other than that. And that would be, if they in fact are the leader, that would also be bringing down the syndicate and completing the goal. Yeah, there you go. So you have some place to start, right? And we've got a little under an hour left to go. So that is, Yeah, if you want to reword the goal, if that makes things clearer, we can do that. I mean, I know from my perspective that accomplishing this would end the I mean, this is peeking behind the kimono, would end the syndicate in this area, in the Avoirdupois territory, thus completing the goal. But obviously, I want to make sure everyone's on the same page, so. Cool. Okay.
So
Okay.
the new goal is to turn in the syndicate's leader.
Dead or alive.
All right. Sounds good.
Cool. Do you guys mind if we take another short bio break, and then we'll pick this up?
Short break it is then.